is Deep South Wrestling. And here's your host, Ben Adams and Eric Adams again. Oh, okay.
Hey y'all, I'm Bet Adams. And co-hosting with me today is one of Deep South's rising superstars, Eric Adams.
If you've seen Clerks, especially since the third part came out this week, I'm not even supposed to be here today.
Well, we have the opportunity to have you, so I am going to utilize that. So tonight at 7 Stages in Little Five Points, Atlanta, Georgia, Deep South Wrestling is bringing Welcome to Atlanta.
It's going to be a big event tonight, folks. We got a lot going on. We got I Quit matches. We got a retirement going on for Nick Patrick, who's retiring from his wrestling career tonight in ring. We got former tag team partners colliding. We got 2 big tag team matches. And what's the first match going to be tonight?
So the first match of the night is going to be Zach Mosley versus Stunt Marshall.
Key to victory on this one, folks. Zach Mosley has had 2 matches here in Deep South Wrestling. One against Nauseacism, where you got to see some of his great technical wrestling. And then last month, a hard-fought battle with Brandon Zero. Stunt Marshall, definitely one of the most charismatic fighters in professional wrestling, but don't let the antics fool you. He is a tough guy, as he almost beat Scotty Beach in Scotty Beach's own match, the Boozin' and Brawlin' Challenge, last time we were here, as you saw a couple weeks on TV. And tonight, 2 men who are looking for their first victory. It looks like it's going to happen. Somebody's O has got to go.
Yes, and I believe we have a few words from Stunt Marshall.
Saturday, September 17th at 7 Stages, you're gonna see the $1 Million Mullet versus the franchise Flat Top. And I gotta say, Zach Mosley, I think my hair is looking better than yours. And I know that you're broke because your mullet is not even a multi-million-dollar mullet. Zach Mosley, your name sounds like the snitch from a Disney movie. But enough about you, let's talk about Stunt Marshall. On the 17th of September, Stunt Marshall's gonna take you through 7 stages, but it's not gonna be 7 stages of hell. It's gonna be 7 stages of hate.
And our second match tonight is brought to you by Rays Athletics International Sports Entertainment, or Rays. Brought to you by one of Deep South's newest managers, Ray the Entrepreneur. He has bought another match for his newest acquisition, the Russian Nightmare, Alexander Koloff. And we just don't know who he paid for his opponent yet.
Well, it goes like this. If you're Ray the Entrepreneur, this is your first ever chance to show people what you have to offer in Deep South Wrestling. So you're not going to pay for him to fight one of the toughest guys there. You're going to want to find someone to make it an exhibition. And that's what I think is going to happen here. The keys to this is Koloff is possibly one of the hardest hitters, one of the most intense, and of course coming in at 6'1" and 245 pounds, one of the most devastating heavyweights on the roster, who's moving up very quickly. My take on this, I think it's going to be a tomato can here, folks. I'm just going to be honest.
And that brings us to our third match, our intergender tag team match. And we are going to have the tag team of love, Randy Reno and Gemma Jules, facing Pride and Hope, which is Brandon Zero and Andy Ripley.
The keys to victory in this one go like this. For all the hot dogging and grandstanding that the beacon of bravado Randy Reno uses, it's a game plan, folks. When he's outside the ring arguing with the fans and talking smack with them, he's trying to get his opponent's brain out of the game. If you can distract them from their game plan, you can surprise them. And as far as his tag team partner, Gemma Jules, well, Gemma is easily one of the tallest female competitors and strongest of the female competitors in Deep South Wrestling. The 6-foot bombshell packs a heck of a wallop of a punch. She's starting to show more agility in the ring. And of course, having a background like having Kurt Walker from the Toronto Maple Leafs as your dad, you grew up being tough. Now, Pride and Hope, folks, They've won their first match here against the Wealth. They came up really close in their second encounter at elimination in the three-way tag team match. Zero, a star here in the Georgia area. He's even a champion up in North Georgia for a certain wrestling company. And Andy Ripley, who is absolutely the strongest competitor that you can find in wrestling, they are ready for victory. And my key here would be, you know what? I'm going to go with Randy Reno and Gemma Jules getting the win in this one, because for everything that Zero's good at, I'm wondering if they can get into Andy Ripley's head with all the distractions that are going on with one Irving West in the picture. Matter of fact, we got words from Andy Ripley. We're going to go to those right now.
Okay. Randy Reno and Gemma Jules, two legitimate competitors. One really established as a tag wrestler. Randy with Right Way to Reno. At GIPW, they're tag champs. Gemma, a little newer to tag wrestling, I think, but as she said, she is 6 feet tall, and I'm not. Randy's not. Zero's closer. So, you know, I think that'll balance out pretty well. I'm not sure that the two of them are as coalesced as a tag team as Zero and I are. I know we're new too. We haven't tagged very much, but there's just something there that I see when we work together. So I hope for the best for you guys, but I hope you guys are prepared to lose. Sorry.
Our next match is going to be a match between a monster and a devil. Trevor Eon is stepping up to face Papa Marco and his manager, Taliaferro. Taliaferro has managed both men before, but this Saturday, tonight, he is going to be in the corner with Papa Marco.
My keys to victory are this. Papa Marco, one of the most intimidating wrestlers in all of Deep South. The face paint, the body language, and the hard-hitting ability that he has makes him, bar none, one of the toughest competitors to get through in Deep South wrestling. Trevor Aon, on the other hand, quick, mobile. He's got one of the best backdrop suplexes I've seen in professional wrestling. Great agility, true student of the game. Now, Taliaferro has managed both these men, and the question is, will Taliaferro get involved in this match?
I have considered this long and hard. I have looked into the past and considered the consequences. But my friend, it does indeed take a monster to beat the devil. And Trevor Aon, Papa Marco is indeed that monster. So come to Deep South Wrestling, and we will see how far the devil can go.
Taliaferro, you said it takes a monster to beat a monster. But I ain't a monster. I'm the devil. Every monster that you know of is based on the throne upon which I sit. What that means is where I begin is where you end. Papa Marco will be left laying at my feet. And when I put my sights on a place, because I'm the devil and I'm greedy, ain't nothing gonna stop me from taking what I want. I ain't telling you to be afraid. I'm telling you to be aware.
We have a second tag team match. Tonight, we are going to have Los Martinez step up against The Wealth.
I got to tell you right now, folks, Los Martinez last month were very impressive in their debut. Their style of American wrestling and lucha libre mixed together makes them a great competitive team to look out for in professional wrestling in the state of Georgia and in Deep South wrestling. The Wealth, Rose Gold and Nathaniel Vanderbilt. Rose Gold, a full 5'11", Nathaniel Vanderbilt, 6'1". Two really great athletic people who know what they're doing in the ring and aren't afraid to cut a corner or use some viciousness to get the job done. In this match, folks, it's going to be close, but I got to tell you, I think the vicious streak of Rose Gold is going to show, and unfortunately, I don't think Los Martinez is going to get the win here.
Another controversial match coming tonight is going to be the Boozin' and Brawlin' match, the open challenge set by Scotty Beach.
My best friend.
That Matt Sells has accepted.
Matt Sells, who's been around for almost as long as Scotty Beach here in the state of Georgia, in the wrestling scene. Matt Sells, who you've seen wrestle on AEW and Ring of Honor, who's very well known for his drinking and his tolerance, is taking on, of course, Dusty Rhodes' favorite son, Scotty Beach. Scotty's keys to victory here stand with this. Scotty is taller, and Scotty has about a good 40 pounds on him. If Scotty leans into him a little more, using those devastating elbow drops of his, if he hits him with the shark attack, he might be able to get the wind out of Matt Sells to get the victory. But with the added 20 pounds of muscle Matt Sells has put on to be in the best shape of his career, Matt Sells has a real chance at taking it. I'm going to go with Scotty Beach on this one.
Well, come out tonight and see for yourself. You can buy your tickets online at Eventbrite, and we are going to see you at 7 o'clock at 7 Stages in Little Five Points, Atlanta, Georgia.
September 17th, 7 Stages, Jacob Johnson versus Mr. Big Diggs Energy himself, Lamar Diggs. Student versus teacher. And it's no longer going to be welcome to Atlanta because I run Atlanta. It's going to be welcome to Diggstown.
Well, we just heard words from Lamar Diggs. He is facing Jacob Johnson tonight at 7 Stages. Now, Jacob Johnson has an undefeated streak at Deep South Wrestling. He has gone 6-0, and this is going to be his biggest challenge yet because Lamar Diggs was his former tag team partner. No one knows Jacob and his maneuvers and his antics like Lamar Diggs. This is going to be incredible.
It's pretty impressive to be 6-0 in Deep South Wrestling considering the amount of talent that is on this roster. And so here are my keys to victory. Lamar Diggs, 6'5", 375 pounds. One of the most impressive men in the wrestling business. He has a vertical leap on his leg drop that I haven't seen that helps bring that 375 crashing down. If he hits Jacob with that, I don't know if Jacob's going to get up. And Jacob Johnson, I know him very well. We fought twice before. To have an 0-6 record in Deep South Wrestling is impressive enough. But to get that lucky number 7, Jacob's going to have to use his athleticism, his strength, his training. As you're seeing by some of the footage here, Jacob Johnson has a very interesting training routine where he's training here at this abandoned stadium, but that makes Jacob stand out just a little more, training that much harder. I want Lamar Diggs to make a great impression here in Deep South, but I think the win's going to go to Jacob Johnson in this one.
You know, and we do have some footage of Jacob Johnson.
Lucky number 7, Lamar Diggs. Brother, we're not going to be brothers September 17th. We're enemies. See, you were the dead weight of the group. You didn't know that. We never wanted you in the first place, but I went along with it. You know, renegade, and let's bring him on. No, because Lamar is dead weight. September 17th, Mr. Lamar Diggs, you're gonna be looking up and I'm gonna be standing over you. 1, 2, 3. Lucky number 7.
All right, it is time for the main event. Tonight's main event. Nick Patrick is going to be having his retirement match with Najacism and Skrilla the Great in an I Quit match. This is going to be his final live show, and you cannot miss it.
Nick Patrick has had an amazing career in the wrestling business. From his start here in Georgia, working for Georgia Championship Wrestling with Ann Gunkel, to his time in the Carolinas, throughout his time in World Championship Wrestling, member of the NWO, and with the WWE SmackDown brand, Nick is a piece of history in this business. He is a legacy. He is a second-generation star. And Nick, thank you for all the opportunities you've given so many over their careers to have this one moment in time. We thank you for everything you've done.
Yes, Nick, thank you. Thank you for being so empowering and brilliant and just one hell of a referee and mentor and trainer. I appreciate everything that you have done for me and for us.
So now let's talk about the match.
Yes, Skrilla the Great versus Najacism in an I Quit match.
Folks, I'm deadlocked. I don't know what to tell you. Najacism for the past 365 days has been one of the great standouts in the Georgia wrestling scene. From day one in Deep South, I knew this was somebody to look out for and someone who I respect. And then on the other hand, you have Skrilla the Great, which I'm going to be completely honest. He wasn't even on my radar. I had no idea who he was. But since day one stepping into Deep South wrestling, he's a man who's proven his name, Skrilla the Great. Now, as for an I Quit match, this is the hard part for a professional wrestler, admitting defeat. This isn't tapping out to avoid an injury. This isn't submitting because someone's a better wrestler. This is, I've taken too much punishment and I give up. You are the better man. I quit. Now for Skrilla the Great, those are words he doesn't want to ever say. This is a man who survived 2 major car wrecks. That's why he uses the words buckle up, and he never gave up, and he still became one of the top wrestlers in the Georgia scene. As for Najacism, folks, I got an inside scoop for you that I just found out. Najacism, as you've seen before in interviews here, he said his parents have never seen him wrestle live. His mom and dad are coming to this show. They're coming up from Savannah to watch their son wrestle for the first time in his career. Does Naja really want to be the one to say, I quit in the first ever time being able to perform and show his parents what he's got to offer? Folks, I don't know who's going to win. I don't know who's going to lose. I don't know what to tell you about this match. But I will tell you this. If you don't have your tickets now, you're going to miss out on possibly the greatest main event in the history of Deep South wrestling, when Najacism takes on Skrilla the Great, and Nick Patrick holds that microphone up, and one man has to say, I quit.
So for tonight, you can buy your tickets on eventbrite.com, search Deep South Wrestling, and go ahead and purchase your tickets. Reserve them in advance. We will sell out. We only have a few ringside seats left available. So please, doors open at 7, bell rings at 8, and you do not want to be late. This will be filmed for TV.
Well, folks, I'm Eric Adams. She's Vet Adams, no relation. We'll see you tonight at the fights. And if you get in my way, I am going to punch you in the mouth. Take care.